Hi folks, today we're going to take a look at LIA getting trespassed from a parole office. He goes there with no need but his own. And before we get started with today's video, a quick thank you to all my current channel members and subscribers. Without you guys, I couldn't keep the channel going. Also, if you haven't already, please consider becoming a member. $1.99 doesn't seem like a whole lot, but it's a great way to help me and the channel grow. With all that being said, let's enjoy today's video.
Hey, we're at the New York State Department of Corrections and Community Supervision here in New Rochelle, New York. We're here today, as always, to peacefully exercise our First Amendment right to film in public and publicly accessible areas, to promote transparency and accountability within our government, and to ensure that our public servants recognize our rights and treat us with respect. Let's get into it. So on the left side of the facility here, we have our friendly reminder that they're always recording us, even though it always seems to be an issue when we record them. Let's hope that's not the case here today. All right, so at the top of the ramp here, we have the New York State Department of Correction and Community Supervision. No weapons. Visitor procedures. All persons entering parole offices are subject to search and inspection. See if the door is open. So this is the lobby over here. This is the parole lobby here. Yes, ma'am. I don't need any help at the moment. I don't need any help at the moment, ma'am.
Okay, you cannot be here if you're not here to see anyone for parole.
There's a sign that says for visitors. I'm here to do a FOIL.
Yes, they do have rules and policies for visitors, but those visitors are usually the parolees or people who are accompanying the parolees, such as family members, spouses, or their children. If you can't understand that, that's just you being completely ignorant. And what was with the ignoring her when she first spoke to you? I heard her clear as day, so I know you did as well.
Request for some public documents.
Are you recording?
I'm taking some pictures and video.
Okay, you cannot do that.
Why can't I do that? There was a lot of signs up front. None of them said that there was no pictures or videos allowed.
We do not take photos in here.
What'd you say?
I'm Parole Officer Franklin. There's no one here in this building, and we are not taking photos in here. The FOIL request can be made on the website. You don't need
I could do it in person though, right?
No, we don't do a FOIL request here.
Why not? You're the agency with the records.
Because they are a parole office. And she's just told you, you can go online and do your FOIA request there. You're only here so you can say you're doing a FOIA request so you can film your fraud. Because, let's be honest, there's no real rhyme or reason for you to even be in this building other than the fact that you know you can get a reaction from these people. And you have somebody who is telling you, no filming, please stop, or leave the building, and you refuse.
You can request that online with the link.
There has to be a way you could do it in person.
I'm explaining to you that we do not do FOIL requests here. It's online through the link.
But why couldn't you handle it here?
Because that's not what we do here. That's not a process that takes place here in the Community Supervision Office. So I will ask you to leave because we cannot have any filming in here.
So the only reason you're asking me to leave is because I'm recording?
Am I making myself clear?
Ma'am, you are very clear. I can hear you perfectly fine. I just, you're not my parole officer. I don't have a parole officer, and you don't have no authority over me. So I would ask that you.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
You're wrong. She does have authority over you in this building. You see, you may not be a parolee yet. However, you are not there for any official business. You're not there to see a probation officer or parole officer. You are there for what you claim to be a false narrative of gathering content for a story that's not really a story. Even you call yourself an auditor. You're not a journalist because you have no integrity as a journalist. But my rant aside, she told you to turn your camera off and leave the building. You refused to, that's grounds to have you arrested for trespassing.
You de-escalate a little bit and talk to me with some respect, the same way I've been talking to you with respect, ma'am.
I'm talking to you respectfully.
Do I make myself clear? Is
Care to revise your statement, sir?
What? Do you want to change your bullshit story, sir?
is that talking to somebody with respect, ma'am?
Not a problem. You want us to keep standing here?
You don't like it, do you? This is a public lobby, ma'am. Alright guys, so let's take a look around. So disrespectful to tell a grown adult, do I make myself clear?
True, but when you act like a petulant child, sometimes you need to be talked to like a petulant child.
She has too much authority here that she abuses every day, apparently. Hey, how are you?
So this gentleman is requesting for a FOIL. I explained to him, FOILs are not done here. They're done through a request online. He's recording us. He's not on parole. I've asked him to leave. He won't leave.
I'm just taking some pictures and video in the publicly accessible area, sir. May I get your name?
Trespassing. Once he crossed that threshold, he's trespassing.
I'm trespassing?
Yes.
Yes, you are trespassing under New York Penal Law 140.05. You are unlawfully entered on private property, which we'll get into later, and remaining on property knowing that you've been asked to leave, and you still remain there. That is trespassing. You have been asked to leave twice by the young lady at the desk, and now you're being told that you're trespassing by these three gentlemen. And you still think you're breaking the law.
How am I trespassing? This is a public lobby. Can I just get your names and badge numbers?
If you're not on parole and you have no business here, and it seems like...
I do have business here.
What's your business?
I'm an independent journalist. I'm working on a story. This is a publicly accessible area. This is a lobby. I'm working on a story on the New York State Department of Correction and Community Supervision.
Okay. They have a unit that deals with if you want information from DOCCS that they can provide that to you.
Oh, I'm sure they do have a unit that provides information. I just like to go randomly and unexpectedly to public offices and publicly accessible offices and conduct my investigation. May I get your names and badge numbers?
Preston, 1939.
What would you say, sir?
Preston, 1939.
Preston? And your name?
I'm P.O. Rookwood 9.
You're the one that said I was trespassing. I'd like to know who says I'm trespassing.
I'm not giving you my information.
Why would that? Are you a public servant?
I'm not giving you my information.
Do you work for the public, sir?
Of course.
So why wouldn't you acknowledge yourself to a member of the public?
Just because he works for the public and you are a member of the public doesn't mean he has to give you his name. You're not there for lawful business, so there's no point in him giving you his name. Now, this whole thing you came up with of, well, I'm an independent journalist, I show up unannounced and unexpected. You mean you show up to harass and annoy, because you are not a journalist of any kind. Where have you put out any of these fictitious stories you said you've gathered content for? I've seen you put out audits, or fraudits in my opinion, but where are any of these stories? They're not on your website and they're not on your YouTube channel.
So I'm not
Well, you don't know who anybody is until you meet them,
Exactly. I don't know who you are.
and you just met me.
I don't know who you are.
So you're not going to provide your name? Are you a supervisor here?
No.
None of you are supervisors?
No.
Can I speak to a supervisor?
They went to go get it.
And you told me your name and badge number, right, sir? Thank you. Appreciate the professionalism.
Sir, the supervisor has instructed you to leave. You're trespassing. If you stay on the premises, we're going to call the police department and have you arrested for trespassing.
You can call the police department. It's fine. This is a publicly accessible area. I'm here conducting lawful business.
Well, while we wait, I'm going to cut out some dead air from here, where he just stands there in complete silence for over a minute just to annoy and stretch out his video. But I don't want to make you guys suffer.
If the door is open, I don't understand.
Actually, the door is not supposed to be open.
The door is not supposed to be open?
It should be buzzed in. So maybe it didn't lock from the last person who left, but this is a restricted area. If you're not on parole, this is an office report station. So
Well, the door was wide open.
Shenanigans. I'm calling shenanigans. The door was not wide open, and you did see that buzzer. So you knew you would have to push the buzzer to come in. Instead, you pulled on the door, hoping it would be unlocked, which it was. But since they have told you now that this is a restricted area and you should have been buzzed in, and you refuse to leave because you have no business there, you are trespassing still.
Hey, sir, how are you?
Help you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Are you a supervisor here?
Yes, sir.
Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Sean. I'm an independent
You have
journalist.
Identification?
I don't have any identification on me, and I wouldn't hand it over if I did.
What's the purpose of your visit?
So I'm an independent journalist. My name is Sean. I'm here to exercise my First Amendment right, just to gather some information. I'm working on a story on the New York State Department of Corrections.
Excuse me.
Sure, sir.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, no problem.
You have no ID.
I wasn't aware that I need to carry ID, sir.
You're in a government building, in a law enforcement building. Do you have identification?
I wasn't aware I was
You're
obligated
not
to
answering
carry
the question,
identification, sir.
Do you have identification?
No, and if I did, I
No
wouldn't give it to
photo
you.
Identification.
No, and if I did, I wouldn't give it to you, sir. I haven't broken any laws. The door was open.
Are you stupid or something?
You have broken the law. Again, Penal Law 140.5. Trespassing. You were asked to leave. You refused to leave. That is trespassing. It doesn't matter if the door is wide open. If you've been asked to leave and you refuse, that's trespassing and that's breaking the law. Do you see how that doesn't work, buddy?
I don't know how you got in. I wasn't here.
Do you want to check the door? Maybe it's broken. I don't know.
Shouldn't be. It's usually locked.
Do people come in the office today? Are you guys open?
Yeah, we are open
Okay.
for business, and usually it's parolees that report here. So
Yeah, I'm just looking for some
they
information,
usually buzzed in. So
and they're usually buzzed in. So why wasn't the door locked today? There's no thing that says ring bell before you come in. There's no sign or anything like that.
yeah, I don't know. Like I said,
Ma'am, do you mind if I get your name? Just so I know who I spoke to. All right, so we've seen basically everything that we can see in here. We're going to be getting out of here.
Not yet, you can.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
Do you have identification with you?
You asked me that several times already, sir, and I don't. And if I did, I wouldn't give it to you.
You have no legitimate purpose to be here. You need to exit this space. You may stand outside. Otherwise, you will be arrested.
For what?
Okay? Trespass.
This is a public
You
building.
have no legitimate business here. Please leave.
My legitimate business is asking questions of government officials.
That's not how it works. This is a parole office. This is for people who are on parole to come see their parole officers. You know this. You should understand. They are telling you, you cannot get a FOIA request like you said you wanted. You need to do it online. There is a department that you can call to ask questions and get the information you are requiring. They don't have that there. This is a restricted area. You didn't even ring the bell. You just grabbed the door and hopefully you got in. And don't say you didn't see it, because I saw it when you walked right in. It was plain as day.
Here
Okay,
to
we
ask
do not
questions.
speak to the media. I can give you a number that you can call and speak to. Please exit
Okay,
the
so can you
building.
grab me the
I will
number?
give it to you. Please exit the building.
All right. I'm just going to take some pictures of these
There's
publicly
no-
accessible.
I need you to exit the building
Sir,
now.
this is a small lobby. I'm just here to
Excuse
grab
me.
some content for
Sir,
my story, and then I'll be on my
excuse
way,
me.
okay?
I need you to leave the building.
And I
Do you
will as
understand?
soon as I'm done
No.
conducting my lawful
I-
business,
no,
sir.
You have no lawful business here.
I do,
Please,
sir.
no. You have not produced identification as requested by me. I'm the supervisor in this building.
I don't have to
I
provide
need
you
to-
identification.
Okay, then you have to leave.
So if I
Please
provide
exit
you
the building.
identification, I don't have to leave?
I will review the identification. Please exit the building.
All right, sir. Well, I need that
Did you
information.
Did you get them?
Maddie's on the phone with them now.
Yes, Presley, get them on the phone.
There's no need to waste law
Sir,
enforcement's
please
time.
exit the building.
This is a constitutionally protected activity.
You have to leave. This
Are you
is
law
a
enforcement?
Yes.
You're in law enforcement?
Yes, please exit the building. You have no legitimate.
So you're saying
purpose
if I
to
don't
be-
exit the building, you're going to arrest me?
You will be arrested. Please exit the building.
And your name is?
My name is Officer Koshin.
Koshin?
Koshin,
Officer Koshin.
Please.
All right, officer. Your name, Koshin, will be on the federal civil rights lawsuit.
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
Okay?
Exit the building. Thank you.
And your name?
You have refused to.
And your name?
Provide any documentation.
I'm asking
Please
one
leave.
of your officers their
Please
name,
leave.
and they're not providing their
They do
name.
not have to answer you. Please leave.
All right,
If you have
we'll figure out
if you
who he
provide
is.
identification, we'll be more than happy to talk to you. I will
So
send
because
that-
I
will
don't
give
have
you a
identification,
number.
you're not
Please leave.
going to talk to me?
Please leave.
I'm asking a question. So if because I don't have identification, you're not going to talk to me?
I do not know who you are. If you're media, I will give you a number you can contact. We do
I'll
not
take the
speak
number.
to
I
the
just
media.
told you. My name is Sean. I'm an independent
I do
journalist.
not know. You can be anybody.
Sir, this
You
is
do not
ridiculous.
have
This is a small lobby. This is a
Sir.
small public lobby. I've already seen
Sir.
everything that I can see. This is ridiculous for you to be
please
acting
leave.
this way and for your officers to be acting this way,
Please
especially her. Do I make myself clear over there?
Please
Because that's not
leave.
the way you treat members of the public. I don't care if they're on parole or not. Do you understand me?
Sir, you do not
Okay,
have a legitimate
great.
business here.
I'll wait for law enforcement to come and we'll talk to them, okay?
I'm law enforcement as myself, so I'm directing you.
Then you are in direct violation of your oath that you took to
I'm
uphold
not.
the United States
Please
Constitution,
leave.
sir.
You
Yes,
do
you
not
are.
have a legitimate
I'll wait for law
business.
enforcement to come and I'll speak to them and see what they have
You
to
do
say
not
about
have a
this.
legitimate
Because you're
business.
violating my constitutional rights right now, sir. That's what you're doing. And your other officers here are being unprofessional, which makes sense because you're their supervisor, right? I'll wait for law enforcement and we'll see what they have to say. All right.
And on that note, let's go to him meeting up with law enforcement so we don't have to hear his complaints that they were being rude to him and they threw him out of a public building while he was trying to do his constitutional protected activities and his other nonsense that we have to hear throughout his videos.
How you doing today? You mind if I get your name and badge number, sir?
Yeah, it's Cruz 1013.
Cruz 1013. Thank you. Hi, ma'am. And your name and badge number, please? Duncan 1049. Thank you. Thank you. So I guess you were called here just because I'm filming in publicly accessible areas of this facility and around. I'm an independent journalist. My name's Sean. I'm working on a story for the Department of Corrections. And they didn't seem to
Everything that guy just said is bullshit. Thank you.
like that I was in the public lobby. I was in the lobby. It says visitors welcome this way. There was no restricted access of anything, no signage that said it was restricted, but they're claiming that it's a restricted area, even though it's a public lobby. So they said they were going to call you. I said I would wait out here until you guys came to see what you guys had to say about it. All right? Yeah, sure. No problem. Okay, yeah, no problem. No problem. We have another vehicle here. Vehicle number 12. So we're going to be able to get all the body camera footage. Hey, Sarge, how are you? You mind if I get your name and badge number, Sergeant?
Sure, 34.
34, Murphy?
Yes.
Thank you, Sergeant. I appreciate it. Thank you. Police and community together. Why is that never the case? I mean, it's a good slogan. We have 3 law enforcement officers that are talking inside with the correctional officers and parole officers here. I will be getting the body camera footage as soon as we're done here.
Nobody cares if you're going to get the body cam footage. But let's jump ahead to what the cops have to tell Mr. Sean, because, well, he's not going to like it.
Hey, Sarge. Hi.
So I'm just trying to find out what's your reason. What are you doing to be exact?
Oh, so my name is Sean. I'm an independent journalist. I'm just gathering content in publicly accessible areas for a story I'm working on. Sean, S-E-A-N.
Do you have a last name?
Oh, I don't provide any private information as far as last name, date of birth, address, or anything of that nature.
Where do you say you work for?
I work for myself.
Okay, you're a private journalist.
Yeah, independent journalist.
And what are you doing currently right now?
Working on the story that I just told you.
Okay, but are you video recording?
I'm video recording. That's correct. It's part of my story.
Okay, are you aware that this is a private property?
This isn't private property. This is public property.
As far as I'm concerned, I was told by Mr. Barry Jacobson, the owner of this property. It's a private property, so I'm just trying to find out right now, did he give you permission to video record?
Barry Jacobson?
Yes.
A private individual?
He's the owner of this building.
Oh, so he leases the section out to the New York State Department of Corrections, Community Supervision?
There's two companies inside this building.
Okay.
We have the Department of Corrections and what is...
Like a drug rehab?
Yes. Yes, we were informed that Mr. Barry Jacobson owned the building. We called him. We asked him if he gave anyone any permission to be on this property currently right now to be video recording. He said no, he didn't give anyone any permission, but he would like to know who's out here. So we're trying to gather the information so we can speak to him in regards to who you are and why are you on this property.
Okay, so I wasn't aware that this was private property. I was technically, if a government agency is leasing the property, it then becomes under the government agency's control for as far as publicly accessible areas.
Yeah, that's not how it really works, but let me explain something. Even if the government leased from a private property, the property owner can have you trespassed. You could still be trespassed from a public building, even if it was privately leased or owned by the government flat out, because there's no law saying that they can't do it. However, you were asked to leave from that parole office several times, and you don't have the express permission to be on that property recording from the property owner. So, you are trespassing and can be trespassed from the said property.
It's a government agency, it's funded by taxpayers, but if someone else owns this property and they don't want me here, that's fine. I don't need permission to be here. There's no restricted area signs, there's no keep out private property signs, so there's no way of me knowing that. So I have every right to be here currently. If the owner of the property doesn't want me here, that's a different story. I've already got all the content that I needed, so it's really, I've already filmed everywhere I needed to in the publicly accessible areas of the New York State Department of Corrections. So I'm probably going to be on my way anyway, so, but if you'd like to speak to the owner of the property, you can do so.
We're going to let him know who you are based on the information you just gave me, Sean.
Yeah.
Independent journalist, but if you're going to be on your way, that would be great also.
Yeah, sure.
Just let him know.
Yeah, like I said, I wasn't planning on sticking around for too long anyway. All right? Thanks, Sarge. Thanks.
And we're going to end it here. Sean does a walk of shame because he failed to realize that he was on private property, even though him and all of his little frauder friends say, oh, I checked the GPS reports and the geo tags and all that crap. But he didn't. And he was still trespassed from this property. If you guys like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a thumbs up and a comment because it helps me with the algorithm. And if you haven't already, please consider becoming a member. $1.99 is a great way to help me and the channel out as well. With all that being said, be well, be safe, and I'll see you guys next time. A special thank you to all my channel members. Without you guys, I couldn't keep the channel going, so thank you.